Welcome to Trending Update USA. I'm Steffan, and today we dive into a fascinating revelation from former American tennis star Sam Querrey, who has boldly admitted that he wouldn't be surprised to see Aryna Sabalenka achieve a historic Grand Slam feat in 2026. This statement has sent ripples through the tennis community, as fans and analysts alike begin to imagine the possibilities for one of the sport's most dominant and charismatic figures. Aryna Sabalenka, already a two-time Grand Slam champion and consistent top-tier competitor, has been at the heart of women's tennis conversations for the last few seasons. But when a former ATP veteran like Querrey speaks so highly of her potential to achieve a historic milestone, it sparks both intrigue and debate about just how far Sabalenka can go in the next chapter of her career. Querrey's comments come at a time when Sabalenka's confidence, maturity, and overall game seem to be aligning perfectly. Over the past 2 years, she has transformed herself from a fiery and sometimes inconsistent player into a composed powerhouse capable of dominating any opponent on any surface. From her explosive serves to her fearless baseline aggression, Sabalenka's evolution has been nothing short of remarkable. For Querrey, who spent years competing at the highest level and witnessing tennis greats like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Serena Williams, seeing Sabalenka's trajectory reminds him of what happens when talent meets mental fortitude. He believes that if Sabalenka continues this upward path, 2026 could be the year she cements herself in tennis history. When Querrey mentioned the historic Grand Slam feat, fans immediately speculated on what exactly he was referring to. Was he hinting at the elusive calendar year Grand Slam, winning all 4 major titles in a single season? Or perhaps a streak of consecutive major victories across different surfaces? The idea of Sabalenka achieving a Serena Williams or Steffi Graf-like milestone may sound ambitious, but given her current form and relentless drive, it's far from impossible. Querrey noted that Sabalenka's blend of power and discipline is what sets her apart from most of her contemporaries, emphasizing that few players on tour possess the same combination of physical dominance and emotional resilience that she's developed over the years. Sabalenka's recent performances have only fueled this kind of conversation. Since her breakthrough Grand Slam victory at the 2023 Australian Open, she's managed to maintain a consistent presence deep into major tournaments, often battling through adversity and high-pressure situations with composure. Her rivalry with players like Swiatek, Coco Gauff, and Elena Rybakina has elevated not only her level but also the overall competitiveness of women's tennis. Querrey pointed out that rivalries like these often bring out the best in champions. He mentioned that watching Sabalenka adapt her game to outplay different styles, Swiatek's precision, Gauff's defense, and Rybakina's power, demonstrates how her all-court game has matured. In 2025, Sabalenka continued to dominate the WTA circuit, winning multiple titles and finishing the season ranked near the top once again. Her performance at the WTA Finals was particularly impressive, showcasing not just her strength but her ability to remain calm under immense pressure. Querrey, who was analyzing matches during the tournament, praised her mental evolution, saying that, "A few years ago, she might have crumbled in key moments, but now she's embracing them." He drew parallels between Sabalenka's journey and the psychological transformation seen in Novak Djokovic's early years when he turned his talent into a dynasty. Querrey also noted that Sabalenka's training and conditioning have improved dramatically, thanks to her team's focus on endurance, recovery, and strategy. He said that while many players rely heavily on natural ability, Sabalenka's dedication to improving every aspect of her game, fitness, focus, and tactical discipline, is what might make her capable of achieving something extraordinary in 2026. "You can see she's not satisfied with just winning 1 or 2 majors," Querrey remarked. "She's got that fire to dominate the sport for years." That hunger for greatness is evident every time Sabalenka steps on court. Fans have noticed her newfound patience during long rallies, her calculated shot selection, and her ability to stay positive even when matches aren't going her way. Her signature roar after a big point is no longer just a display of raw emotion, it's become a symbol of her resilience. Querrey said that this balance between emotion and control is a hallmark of true champions. He believes that Sabalenka has mastered that balance better than anyone else on tour right now. But can she really pull off a historic Grand Slam run in 2026? To do that, she would need to conquer multiple challenges: the mental grind of back-to-back tournaments, the physical toll of playing across different surfaces, and the constant target on her back as one of the favorites. Querrey believes that if any player on the women's tour has the tools to handle all of that, it's Sabalenka. He praised her for being one of the few players who can dominate on both hard and clay courts, and still be a serious contender on grass. She's proven she can adapt. She's powerful enough to hit through slower courts and disciplined enough to stay patient on faster ones, Querrey said. Her adaptability is one of the reasons why many analysts agree with Querrey's assessment. Over the last 2 seasons, Sabalenka's stats have shown consistent improvement across all surfaces. Her serve has become more reliable, her return game sharper, and her defensive movement more efficient. In addition, her emotional intelligence on court, something she's openly worked on with sports psychologists, has elevated her from a talented player to a true contender for the greatest accomplishments in tennis. Querrey's admiration for Sabalenka goes beyond just her tennis skills. He also praised her leadership and authenticity off the court, saying that her openness about emotions, struggles, and mental health has made her relatable to fans worldwide. "She's not trying to be perfect, she's trying to be real," he said. That kind of honesty, combined with her competitive fire, has turned Sabalenka into one of the most inspiring figures in modern tennis. Querrey believes that those qualities are part of what fuels her greatness and could ultimately help her achieve something historic. It's worth noting that Querrey himself had a career defined by moments of brilliance, particularly during Wimbledon runs where his huge serve and fearlessness made him a dangerous opponent for top players. His perspective carries weight because he understands what it takes to compete against legends and stay mentally strong in high-stakes matches. When he talks about Sabalenka's potential, it comes from a place of respect and first-hand knowledge of what separates good players from great ones. Querrey's comments have also reignited discussions about the future of women's tennis as a whole. With Serena Williams retired, fans have been eager to see who would emerge as the next truly dominant figure. While players like Swiatek, Gauff, and Rybakina each bring unique strengths, Sabalenka's combination of raw power, charisma, and hunger for success makes her stand out. Many believe that she's the one capable of ushering in a new era of dominance, much like Serena did in the 2000s. Querrey's statement only strengthens that belief. Fans online quickly picked up on his words, flooding social media with excitement and predictions. Hashtags like #Sabalenka era and #2026 Grand Slam run began trending as enthusiasts imagined what could unfold in the next season. Some fans even speculated about potential matchups: Sabalenka vs. Gauff in another US Open final, or Sabalenka vs. Swiatek in a French Open showdown for the ages. Tennis analysts, meanwhile, began breaking down her current stats in form to assess whether a Grand Slam sweep could be realistic. Querrey's optimism isn't without foundation. Sabalenka's mental growth, combined with her relentless work ethic, has been evident throughout 2025. Her ability to rebound from setbacks, like tough losses or injury scares, has demonstrated the kind of mental resilience that defines champions. Each time she faces adversity, she seems to come back stronger. That, Querrey says, is what makes her dangerous. "You can't teach that kind of drive. Some players fade after a big loss. Aryna uses it as fuel," he said. In recent interviews, Sabalenka herself has hinted that she's more focused than ever on consistency. She's talked about wanting to build a legacy, not just collect trophies. When asked about her long-term goals, she smiled and said she wants to be remembered as one of the toughest competitors ever to play the game. That statement alone reflects the champion's mindset, the same mentality that legends like Serena, Nadal, and Djokovic carried throughout their reigns. Querrey's prediction also speaks to how much the landscape of tennis is changing. The sport is seeing a new generation of players combining athleticism with mental strength in unprecedented ways. Sabalenka, at 27, sits right in the middle of that movement, experienced enough to handle pressure but young enough to keep evolving. Her physicality gives her an edge over many rivals, and her continued commitment to improving every detail of her game makes her dangerous in every tournament she enters. The idea of Sabalenka winning all 4 majors in a single season, something not done since Steffi Graf in 1988, may sound bold, but Querrey isn't dismissing it as fantasy. He pointed out that tennis history is filled with players who made impossible dreams reality. When Serena was at her peak, people said she couldn't dominate for over a decade, and she did. When Novak aimed for a calendar slam, people said it couldn't be done, and he nearly pulled it off. Aryna's got that same fire, he said. As fans wait for the 2026 season, the anticipation surrounding Sabalenka's performance continues to grow. Every tournament she enters now carries a sense of expectation. Can she sustain her physical peak? Can she handle the mental grind of being the favorite everywhere she goes? Querrey's confidence in her suggests that she can, and that she's ready for something extraordinary. Her preparation for the upcoming year reportedly includes expanded training camps, new fitness routines, and additional mental conditioning sessions. Her team has been described as one of the most cohesive units on tour, balancing technical refinement with emotional support. Querrey said that this holistic approach is one of the reasons why Sabalenka has been so consistent. You can tell her entire camp is built around helping her be her best self, both on and off the court, he remarked. Tennis experts have echoed similar sentiments. They note that Sabalenka's mental strength has matured to a level where she no longer gets derailed by small frustrations. Instead, she channels her energy into focused aggression. Her ability to reset after errors, keep her composure during tight sets, and dominate crucial tiebreaks has become one of her defining traits. Querrey believes that's the final ingredient a player needs before achieving historic greatness. Of course, challenges await. The competition remains fierce, with Swiatek's precision, Gauff's speed, and Rybakina's power all posing threats. But Querrey insists that Sabalenka's blend of confidence and humility is what makes her capable of overcoming all of them. She respects her rivals, but she doesn't fear them, he said. That's what champions do. As the tennis world looks toward 2026, the possibility of witnessing history looms large. Whether Sabalenka accomplishes the feat Querrey envisions or not, one thing is certain: she has already cemented her place among the sport's elite. Her journey from emotional highs and lows to becoming one of the most feared and respected players in the world is already a story of perseverance and growth. Querrey's admiration only amplifies that narrative. If 2026 does turn out to be Sabalenka's defining year, it will be a testament to everything she's built over the past seasons: the discipline, the determination, and the unrelenting will to win. Querrey's prediction might just be the spark that inspires her to chase history even harder. And if she does, the tennis world will be watching every swing, every scream, and every triumphant moment as she chases immortality on the courts of Melbourne, Paris, London, and New York. Aryna Sabalenka's story is still being written, but if Sam Querrey's intuition proves right, 2026 could be the year her name joins the pantheon of legends. For now, all eyes remain fixed on the powerful Belarusian as she prepares to chase glory, and perhaps, history itself.